We make things. We use our hands, minds, and machines to build, to fix, to improve. We're known as do-it-yourselfers, home improvement fans, fix-it fanatics, inventors. At our core, though, we're all makers. So let's jump in and make something. Hi, I'm Ron Hazelton. Welcome to the show. You know, most home improvement projects involve putting things together, but some require taking stuff apart. I'm talking demolition. And today I'm going to show you a new tool designed just for that purpose. Of course, there are lots of ways to add interest to an otherwise plain wall, but this one adds depth as well. It's a wall niche, and you'll be surprised how easy it is to install yourself. It's called a Lazy Susan, and the Oneida community in upstate New York is often credited with its invention in the late 1800s. They saw it as a way to make food easily and equally available to all diners. Today, we'll make one. If your project involves demolition, then this is a tool you'll want to know about. Called the Self-Prying Crowbar from Zenith Industries. It's designed specifically for demolishing and wrecking fast. At the same time, it's the ideal tool for precision salvage when you want to keep, reuse, or resell building materials. What makes the crowbar unique is this integrated closed wedge that produces a very forceful self-prying action. Used in combination with a hammer, it makes quick work of large ceramic tile removal. As the crowbar is driven underneath the tile, the center wedge applies triple the force of prying alone, quickly and easily breaking the bond between the mortar and substrate. This same mechanical advantage comes into play when removing hardwood flooring, like this 3/4-inch solid oak. Not only does the job go quickly, but usually the flooring comes up intact, often with the fasteners still embedded. When removing underlayment like this oriented strand board, the tool lifts the material, causing the fasteners to protrude. The nails can then be quickly and easily removed with the nail puller integrated into the tool's face. In fact, much of the time the nails themselves come out unbent. The crowbar is also ideally suited for taking up subflooring without a struggle. Here too, the integrated wedge does most of the work. Old outdoor decking comes up without difficulty by driving the face of the tool into the joint between boards and prying the plank upward. In some demolition projects, it's important to salvage materials for reuse or sale. The self-prying crowbar is designed with that in mind. Easily carried in a standard toolbox, the crowbar is as versatile as it is effective. When used to remove interior trim, such as this wide baseboard, the center wedge separates the trim work from the wall without damaging either. The same is true for chair rail and door and window casings. The wide face makes the tool ideal for remodeling or renovation work where it may be desirable to salvage and reuse the millwork. When it comes to framing demolition, the self-prying crowbar does the work of several tools. Notice here how the center wedge begins separating these framing members, while the sideways twisting action of the face quickly finishes the job. This beast of a demolition tool also makes quick work of wallboard removal. The angled face hooks the drywall from behind, easily pulling it away. The crowbar rapidly removes wood, vinyl, and metal siding. The tool can be driven up from the bottom or down from the top. Either way, the combination of the integrated wedge and sideways leveraging action quickly removes the material. When it comes to busting pallets, speed and leverage really matter. This tool delivers both, making this job go quickly and much more easily. The crowbar makes an effortless wallboard lift. a testament to the tool's versatility. In fact, whether it's removing stubborn carpet tack strips, lifting stone slabs, or anything in between, it would be hard to find a more versatile tool. Sometimes actions really do speak louder than words. Lori and David Oriole of Naples, Florida have asked for a little help, so I'm off to see if I can lend a hand.
The couple took on an extensive remodel themselves, though lately they're dedicating more time to their competitive show cats, including Telis Lars, a grand champion Abyssinian. But today, they're getting back in the do-it-yourself spirit and have invited me to help accent their beautiful home by installing a decorative wall niche.
So this guy, you guys picked this out of a catalog?
Yes, we did at our local home improvement store.
Okay, and then it was ordered for you.
It was special ordered.
Okay, and what's this made of? Lightweight, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a high-density polyurethane foam.
Very pretty.
It is. It's
nice.
very attractive. I think
Okay.
it'll add a lot to that wall.
This is where you're going to put it.
Absolutely.
I can see one problem right now. This is your intercom right here.
Right.
What are you thinking about doing with that?
Just taking it right out. We have an intercom in every other room, and the door is right there. So
you won't miss that one. All right. I want to hold this up on the wall first.
Okay.
Let me actually, Steve, give you that pencil.
Sure.
I'm going to hold this up on the wall because I want you guys to get a sense of how high. Don't worry about centering it in the wall right now, but just height that you like. And I'm going to be the mover up or downer here, so you just tell me.
I think it should. Ooh, that's a little high.
Okay.
That looks good.
Okay, you want to mark it, Steve?
Yep.
Right up on top there.
Ready? Got it.
After turning off the power at the circuit breaker, Steve and Lori's first job is to remove the intercom and light switch. They take off the faceplates, disconnect the wires, and pull the units out. Meanwhile, I locate and mark both the center point of the niche and the center point of the wall.
So here's the center mark on the niche, right here. There's the center mark on the wall. So we're just going to put these two together, and that automatically centers the niche in this.
These are the things you don't see on TV, right?
Good thing that's polyurethane foam.
Did you see the way it bounced?
Yeah.
A ball.
Well, inadvertently, I've made a point here. Polyurethane is far more durable than the plaster it's designed to mimic. With a better grip on things, we line up the center mark on the niche with the one on the wall. Then, while Steve and I hold it in place, Lori traces the outline onto the wall with a marking pen.
Very nice. Sistine Chapel quality, I would say. Well, we've located our studs near this opening that we're about to cut. Here's one here, and one here. And what we're looking at is sort of a road map of what's behind the wall board. We got a couple of problems. The opening, as we've originally drawn it, kind of falls right on top of this wall stud over here. And we've got this switch that we've got to deal with. This is a switch that's duplicated by another one on the inside of the bathroom. We're going to take this one out, but we're left with this opening right here. So our solution to clear this wall stud and to cover this box with the lip of our niche right here is to move everything to the right, just about 1 inch. That'll be enough to accomplish what we want, but not so much that it appears to be off-center.
Now, before we start cutting into the wall, we take a precautionary step. Steve uses a flashlight and compact mirror to take a peek inside through the intercom opening to make sure we're clear of any pipes, wires, or heating ducts.
Over here in this bay between these two studs, we don't have an access port, so we're going to cut one.
I cut the inspection port with a drywall saw. Then Steve confirms that we're clear to make the big cut. While Steve and Lori go to work with the drywall saws, I take a little time getting to know Telis Lars, the first grand champion Abyssinian I've ever met.
Okay, all finished, huh?
Yep.
Okay, Lori, grab right here. Steve, get your hands in here. You just kind of wiggle it back and forth a couple times and pull it off.
You sure this is what you want to do, Lori?
Yep.
Okay, pull it off. There you go.
Oh, it came off in one piece.
Beautiful.
A small strip along the edge is still attached to a stud, so we remove it with a pry bar.
Well, we're about to take on the most interesting part of this project, removing these sections of wall studs right here that are in our opening. Now, two things are important here. We want to make sure that this is not a load-bearing wall. What's a load-bearing wall? Well, that's a wall that supports some weight from above, usually ceiling joists. We went up in the attic and determined that this, in fact, was not a load-bearing wall. If you're going to take on a project like this, make sure that you do the same. And if you don't know, then that's the time to call in an expert and have them tell you. Secondly, I want to minimize the damage to the surrounding wall as I'm taking these out. So with that in mind, I've drawn some lines down here and cut some slots just about 1.5 inches below our opening. And I'm going to insert this saw. This is called a reciprocating saw because the blade reciprocates back and forth. We're going to put it through this slot right here, and I'm going to cut off the bottom portion of this stud. Okay, Steve, want to give it a shot?
Sure, love to.
Okay, these are loose now, but they are attached with screws that are coming through the drywall from the other side,
right.
Wallboard. So we're going to have to kind of pull these out.
To get a better grip, Lori and I attach a couple of clamps to the stud, then rock it back and forth.
There.
Okay.
Let's take the clamps off. Okay. And see, maybe we can drop it down a little bit. There we go.
That came out easy.
Stud number 1.
Now we need to frame out the top and bottom of our opening with short 2x4s. This one at the top, called a header, is cut for a snug fit and attached to the cut ends of the studs with 3-inch screws. The bottom piece, called a sill, is attached the same way. Together, the header and the sill will secure and strengthen the cut ends of the studs. The only patching we'll need to do before installing our niche is to fill these cutting slots.
Patient is before us.
Yes.
We are gloved, ready to apply the adhesive. This is a polyurethane adhesive. The reason that you guys put the gloves on is if it gets in your hands, it does not come off.
I apply the adhesive in a serpentine pattern along the lip and add a few dollops on the back.
I think we're ready.
Okay.
Maybe we should have done a test fit first.
Oh.
Would have been a good idea.
Oh, man. Here we go. How you doing over there?
Pretty good, right?
I make it?
How long does it take for that glue to
Like
adhere?
a glove. About 25 to 30 minutes. Now, there are a couple ways to do this. We could drive a couple small finish nails in here. But you know, this is fitting so well because you guys did such a perfect job of cutting. I think that's going to be fine. Well, let's leave it just like that. Now, Lars, this is a niche fit for a championship cat if I ever saw one. You look magnificent up there. Just majestic.
Oh, wait a minute. You're not supposed to be up there.
I guess you're going to be replaced by a vase.
Yes.
Wow. So what do you guys think?
Oh, I think it adds great character to a wall that was very hard to put anything on.
Yeah, it was too short to really do much with.
Absolutely. Couldn't put another piece of furniture there.
How was it for you doing it?
I thought it was pretty easy. I was a little concerned what we would find when we cut into the wall, and we had the problem with the wall studs that was easy to overcome in the end. So it was easier than what I thought it was going to be.
Did a great job cutting those out, by the way. Good, steady hand.
Well, wall niches are pretty simple to install and come in a variety of styles and shapes. All said, they're a great way to add an elegant architectural element, or cat perch, to just about any room. You know, I can never have enough counter space or cabinet space. How about you? Well, one way to get some more without a lot of trouble or expense is to build a Lazy Susan. And that is what we're going to do right now. Very simple. We're going to start with a couple of wooden squares like this. This is 3/4 inch birch plywood. On top of that, we're going to put one of these bearings. We'll mount this on top of the base, put the turntable on top. Of course, these will be cut into circles first. Simple project, great results, so let's start. Now we'll be using a jigsaw to cut those squares into circles, and well, we could do this by hand, but sort of following a line around there, but you know what? I can never really get a really clean circle that way. So what I want to do is make up a circle cutting jig for the jigsaw. Very, very simple to do. I'm going to make it out of this material right here. This is a 1/4 inch tempered hardboard. And we'll start by clamping this to the workbench. Then I'm going to take a square and draw myself a line, just like that. Now we'll take the jigsaw and cut right down the line to that mark.
Now what I want to do is attach this circle cutting template to the bottom of our jigsaw temporarily while we cut this circle. And the best way to do that, I believe, is going to be to use some of this double stick carpet tape. Now, we'll take the jigsaw, place it in this groove that we cut earlier, stick it right onto our template. Next, I set the assembly on the wooden blank with the jigsaw blade touching the edge. Then drive in a small nail as a pivot point and get ready to cut. All I've got to do now is move the saw in a circle, and we should have a pretty accurate disc here. The cutting platform I'm using here is 3 pieces of plywood bound together and to my workbench with double stick tape. But anyway, there we go. Perfect circle. Next, I repeat the process to cut a smaller circle for the base of the Lazy Susan. Now we are going to turn plywood into something that looks like solid wood by using a material called wooden edge banding. This is it right here. It actually is a strip of solid wood, very, very thin, with a hot melt adhesive on the back of it. And it couldn't be simpler to use. In fact, all you need is the edge banding and a regular iron. We'll lay this in position, just kind of make sure that it's centered over the edge. The iron is on hot. Now, as we apply heat to the face of the tape, we're softening up that hot melt glue on the back. And we want to use a lot of pressure on the iron right here, but I don't usually rely just on the iron. I like to take a roller like this is a laminate roller, and just come over on top of it just to make sure that that gets pressed down very securely. When I finally come around to the starting point, I overlap the edging on top of itself. Then make a diagonal cut through both layers, leaving a nice clean joint. Now this is that bearing that we're going to be using. We want to make sure that we mount this exactly in the center of the base. This is actually a center finding tool right here. And you'll notice that these lines are all crossing at one point. That's the center of the circle right there. Now I can take the bearing and just pretty much by eye now place it in the center. And then we can attach this with some panhead screws. Next, we rotate the other side of the bearing a few degrees, pass an awl through one of the mounting holes, make a starter mark on the wood, and drill a 1/2-inch hole all the way through. This is our bottom. Now we set the base in place, bottom side up, and rotate it until the hole we just drilled lines up with a mounting hole on the bearing plate. Then we insert the screws that will attach the bearing plate to the top. We repeat the process for all 4 holes of the plate. And finally, I apply these 4 self-adhesive plastic feet, which will keep our Lazy Susan stable on any surface. Well, here it is, our Lazy Susan. Now, why do you think they call it Lazy Susan? Why not Lazy Larry or Lazy Ron? Well, whatever you call it, it's bound to give you more storage space.
To view today's projects again and countless more, go to HouseCallsDIY.com. Step-by-step home improvement tips when you need them.
I'm Brian Kelsey. Welcome to House Calls.
Join us as we tackle some great home projects, as well as look back at favorites from Ron Hazelton on House Calls.